day.
Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. Today we got an NFL team preview. It's the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. If you like the video today, please come in and share it. I'm your host, Vincent Turner. Today joining me is two gentlemen who's been outstanding with me over the last 5 months in covering football at its highest level. The first gentleman played in the National Football League for 12 years. He was a first-round draft choice in the 1981 draft by way of the Atlanta Falcons, out of Florida State, All-American Mr. Bobby Butler. The second gentleman is one of the most talented high school coaches. Today, I'm not going to say Atlanta metro area. I'm going to say in the nation. He knows all about defense. If you want to talk defense, you can ask this gentleman, and he can tell you every scheme, and most of all, tell you how to get to the quarterback from the blitz standpoint. My man, Kevin the Floyd Jones, he's coached at Mount Zion, Dutchtown, Lovejoy, and Riverdale High Schools. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it as we're going to break down the preview of America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Coach Jones, tell us about the team down there in the state of Texas.
Well, here we go. You got a good running game. Now in the first round, the draft pick, you're sitting in the war room, and Jerry Jones is sitting on his yacht, and he's looking at his sons. Most NFL owners are not on the yacht, but Jerry is on draft day. And guess who falls into their lap? You already have Amari Cooper, who you just signed to this big-time contract. And next thing you know, you got CeeDee Lamb sitting there, and he's on the board. And he is one of the top 3 receivers coming out in the draft. It's amazing he's there, so you take him first round. Oh, my goodness. Now you have Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield. You have Amari Cooper spread flank to the right. You have CeeDee Lamb, who, when you talk about receivers, he's yardage after he catches the ball was phenomenal in his career at the University of Oklahoma. All-American. He made it happen for multiple parts of the field with his ability to catch the ball. Now he is on the other side of Amari Cooper, who was thought of as one of the best young receivers coming out. But it seems like every year, Bobby, Vincent, you got another crafty bit of a bunch of receivers coming out. There's only going to be 2 or 3. But guess what? He's now with the Cowboys. So now you have Dak Prescott at quarterback, and here's the chance. You've signed some of your veterans, and you stacked them away as far as money is concerned. So now you got a chance to make a run. You got a 3-year window to get it right. Started off with the pick CeeDee Lamb. After you had CeeDee Lamb, you had, once again, that team down in Tuscaloosa had an outstanding cornerback, Tavon Diggs. Boy, I tell you, roll tide. Oh, my goodness. It just oozed out. I'm sorry, Vincent, I couldn't help it. It was sitting there looking at me. I didn't want to say it, but it was there. Okay, Diggs. Okay, he comes out. Okay, big-time corner, second round, sturdy, first-round grade. But, hey, listen, we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. We're talking about a young superstar with a great player, well-coached with Coach Saban at University of Alabama, Trayvon Diggs. And then third round, you got Neville Gallimore, who played defensive line at Oklahoma. And I call him Sugar Bear because he looked like a big bear running around out there grabbing people. He's a space eater. He's a 2-gap player. He's one of those guys you can put at the nose position, and he can occupy both gaps on the side of the center, and he eats up space. Great push downfield guy, and he truly adds some power in the middle of that defense, which for the Cowboys wasn't a bad defense anyway. And then after that, you turn around and have Reggie Robinson, a cornerback from Tulsa, who ran a 4.4 to come out. They able to find him, and his lineage is great because Dad played at Grambling. But listen, guys, when it's all said and done, the smoke clears. The Dallas Cowboys have a run that they can take right now if they play their cards right. Let Dak get the ball to Zeke, get the ball to Amari Cooper, get the ball to CeeDee Lamb, and have fun and let those guys on defense run around and make plays. And they have the makings of possibly being in that NFC Championship game and scaring some folks. The beast in the East, Dallas Cowboys, should be able to make a great run. To finish that, they had Tyler Badish, a center out of Wisconsin. He's a zone blocking guy. They're going to let him play some guard, and that's fine. What we have here is Jerry Jones is putting together a 3-year run. I'm going to leave it at that, fellas, because the last time the Cowboys had a 3-year run like that, you know, they turned around and they got rid of Herschel Walker and they got all those draft picks. And next thing you know, they were in the Super Bowl back to back. Then they had a 1 year, they let the 49ers win it. Then they came back and won another Super Bowl. So listen, the window of opportunity is there for the Cowboys. If they stick to their weapons that they have, who would have ever thought CeeDee Lamb would end up on the field or opposite of Amari Cooper? As a coordinator, Vincent, I don't want no parts of that. That's a problem. That's just a real problem because you still got that beast carrying that football. And he can catch it too. So who are you going to put your best cover guy on? That's going to be a headache, Bobby. I can tell you that right now. So I like the Cowboys. They got a chance to make it to the NFC game, championship game. Don't know if they're going to win it, but they can be there if they play the cards right.
Mr. Butler.
Well, Coach, I tell you, this is like being in Fort Lauderdale, Florida on Sunrise Boulevard on the strip where you ain't got nothing but exotic cars lined up on the strip from I-95 to A18. That's all you got. Lamborghinis over here. You got Porsches over here. You got a couple Rolls Royces here. They lined up, Coach, all the exotic cars. The Dallas Cowboys got the toys.
Yes.
All right, we look at their quarterback. We know Dak Prescott. He's one of the better quarterbacks in the National Football League, hands down. Threw for just under 5,000 yards last year, right?
Right.
Ezekiel Elliott, in my opinion, is the best running back in the National Football League, right?
Absolutely.
Then you got Tony Pollard, who showed to be a great backup to Zeke last year, right?
Good job.
And you got Amari Cooper, and don't forget that young man from Georgia named Michael Gallup. Both of them had over 1,100 yards in receiving yards last year. Now you bring CeeDee Lamb in, who's the yak monster, right? He's the yak monster. And you put him in the slot with all that wiggle room. Whoo, boy, look at him. We on Sunrise Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale Beach, y'all. I'm telling y'all right now. Y'all need to go down there sometime, see the exotics they got down there, right? And then this tight end. They need to get rid of Jason Witten. I don't even know why they brought him back last year, but anyway. Jaron, the young tight end,
right?
He's explosive and athletic.
Ooh,
and one thing about the O-line, you know, they got Zach Martin, he's all-pro. You know, you got Tyron Smith, all them who's been all-pro. You know, here's what that offensive line will do. It will control the line of scrimmage.
Yes.
It's done it in the past, and that's going to continue. Now, it was interesting to me. I mean, he had a great draft. CeeDee Lamb was just unbelievable, right?
Right.
But in his free agent signings this offseason, he got a ton of defensive players. They helped shore up that defense.
Yep.
He got some dogs. Now, one thing about defense, Coach, we know you coach defense, right?
Yes, sir.
You gotta have some crazies over there, right?
Yeah.
They got a few of those, but we want to hopefully we can tame some of them down, right?
Okay.
If we can get Alden Smith to play through and to play like he always played, now don't forget, he was an all-pro.
Yes, he was.
They got him in free agency. They picked up Gerald McCoy. He's a 6-time Pro Bowler, D tackle. All right. Then they went and got Dontari Poe, 646 pounds Pro Bowler. Here it is now. Wow. Then they went and got somebody because they got them young bucks, right? They know they had to get somebody, the quarterback back there in their secondary. So then they get Clinton Dix, who's a Pro Bowler. Hey, man, listen, along with the thing that they got, you know, because DeMarcus Lawrence last year, he took the year off. But I'm quite sure with the help of these guys, especially these D tackles and their draft pick, right, that's going to help him free up a little bit. And we ought to see him go back to the elite pass rusher that we saw 2 years ago. Right. Sean Lee is returning.
Yeah, very good linebacker.
I mean, very good linebacker, but he's a little older now. He's on the other side. But remember, they got Jalen Smith. They got the young man who's come back from neck injury. They got him coming back.
Right.
Hey, man. And in the secondary, we know what they got. You know, they got some young boys at corner. Dix is going to be a star there. The kid from Tulsa, I don't expect him to play much this year, to be honest with you, Coach. But remember, they also got 2 quarterbacks they signed in free agency. So they're gonna be pretty solid on both sides of the ball. And so I'm telling you, man, this Cowboy team got me excited. Yes. I can't wait to see what happens. My final analysis, I think they're gonna win their division. Okay. But I think they'll win about 12-4. I think they're gonna go in strong. We've been waiting on the Cowboys to do something the last 2 years.
I agree.
Right? It's time.
It's time.
Boy, y'all broke it down real short and sweet today. A lot of people don't know here 100 yards of football. I don't know if Coach Jones knows Brother Butler, but my favorite professional team has always been the Dallas Cowboys since 1966. By the way, I have a birthday in 2 weeks, so I'm not going to tell my age. But at the end of the day, I've been following the Cowboys all my life. And first of all, I want to give kudos to Brother Butler for doing 2 things. Everyone knows who's been following 100 yards football. I'm very proud to be from the 901, Memphis, Tennessee. The Ontario Poe Wooddale High School, 901. Tony Pollard, Melrose High School, 901. So I'm very ecstatic on that. Then I love the name. But 2 names, Trayvon Diggs and Clinton Dix out of the University of Alabama.
It's a roll tide.
Roll tide. I'm going to tell you, in my years of following the Cowboys, the days of Roger Staubach, Dwayne Thomas, Tony Dorsett, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, this from hands down is the most talented football team the Cowboys are going to put on the field. They got 10 former number 1 picks. Now, we got some malcontents. But if Alden Smith comes back and play well, and then they got Gerald McCoy in the middle, right. And I didn't even mention this. There's rumors out there who I think have been an outstanding pro if he get his head on right is Randy Gregory. If he comes back ready. And the one thing that I look at the Cowboys has been a weakness over the years has been their secondary play. But Roll Tide is going to fix that with Mr. Trayvon Diggs and Mr. Clinton Dix. And Reggie Robinson, like our gentleman says, a big-time player out of the University of Tulsa. Brother Butler laid it out there. We got the best receiving core in the game. Another young man out of Alabama, Amari Cooper. The young man from Monroe, Georgia, by way of Colorado State. Michael Gallup is now making a name for himself. A lot of people say he was the best receiver in the draft. Dun, 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 dun. My man, C.D. Lamb, at the University of Oklahoma, and our offensive line, granted they've had some problems over the last few years, but Tyron Smith and Zach Martin are still ready to do their thing. This is a very talented football team, and what I feel confident in, the young man out of Pittsburgh that coached in Green Bay for 13 years, he has that one thing. He's got a Super Bowl ring. So that being said, boy, it's going to be something down there in Dallas, America's team. Ohio State, Ezekiel Elliott. And all I'm going to say this is by the great rock star Alex Cooper said, school out for the summer. Woo, Cowboys. School's out for the summer. And Dak Prescott, even though my boy Patrick Mahomes got his deal, everything is set up for you to prove that you are the best quarterback in the game, baby, out of Mississippi State. So that being said, how about them Cowboys? If you like the video today, please come in and share it. We are 100 yards of football, and have a very blessed weekend.